It has been an amazing morning so far. Now on Parenting, we are joined by, can I call you my friend now? All right, we are joined by Aderonke Faseru, the Creative Director of Manners and Conduct Character in Leadership Center. Now, she is here to discuss about something very interesting, choosing assertiveness. That's a brilliant topic, don't you think?
Thank you.
Now, let's talk about parents and children.
Okay.
Who should actually choose assertiveness, the parents or the children?
Okay. So one more time, Edgar, thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm always happy whenever we're doing this together. I learn a lot, too, by the way, from this.
Thank you. So I also want to say happy birthday to Amber and Ruby.
Ooh,
yes,
happy birthday.
Those girls have so much to offer, and I'm saying just shine. Your world awaits you.
Oh, that's
yes,
lovely.
back to your question. So assertiveness is a type of communication style, somewhere in between aggressiveness and passiveness. So I feel when we were much younger, our parents exhibited the aggressive part because they didn't want us to, in a very mild way, see them finish. They didn't want us to make their words sound like water. So most of them were quite tough. But when this set of children, my generation,
the Gen Z, Gen Alpha.
Maybe a bit of the Gen Y as well, the
All
millennials.
right.
When some of them grew up, they termed their upbringing as abuse because, I mean, the aggressive nature turned out to be so tough, and it helped in its way, but it still had a lot of limitations. And that's why we have so many people at the other end of the stick now trying to be passive. But I'm happy we're talking about assertiveness today because I don't think it's a show of love to make everything available to your child just because you want to protect their self-esteem and you want them to feel like they're in the right place. So assertiveness is the healthiest form of communication in any home, in any system. But since we're talking about the home, I would say it's the healthiest form of communication in a family. So
are you saying assertiveness is because you say it's the healthiest, but are you sure it is not just breeding disrespectful children? Because these days, when I was growing up, my mom had the eye. I don't know if you know what the eye is.
Yeah.
She has this eye that when she just looks at you, she does not have to speak.
Yeah.
With the eye, you already know what she's saying.
Yeah.
And then you would behave yourself. My mom would take you out to like the mall. Yeah. And then if she looks at you the second time, it means that there is beating waiting for you at home. But now, parents will just look at children, they're so soft. Johnny, don't do that again, Johnny, calm down, Johnny. So
and the children will still do the
and they'll still do what they want to do.
Okay.
So is it that we're breeding disrespectful children all in the name of assertiveness?
Okay, so assertiveness doesn't just start with what happens outside. Assertiveness is establishing a number of things, and I would say establishing clear communication boundaries. So it's more of telling a child why you shouldn't do certain things. So I'll give you an example. When I was growing up, my mom would say, don't go into the neighbor's house. I didn't know why, but every time I got in there, I got beaten, as well as my siblings. I guess I even went there because I was curious. Why would you say I shouldn't go there? So we got beaten because we went out of line. But maybe parents now should sit their children down and explain. Another thing is, I felt some of the expectations my parents had of me were unrealistic because nobody even explained those expectations to me. So when you're assertive, you're able to lay everything down, help to establish boundaries. This is what is right. This is what is wrong. This is for your safety. This is why you shouldn't do this. As a family, so for the first time, I like to introduce family values. Any family that currently works with their values just shows that they are an assertive family because we came from somewhere. We must all run with the principles that tie us together, and nobody's above those principles. So it's just making sure there's a clear understanding of why we do what we do.
But you've heard that people say experience is the best teacher. There are certain times, certain things that I have learned in my life today that my parents didn't even have to tell me. For example, touching the surface of an iron when it's hot.
Yeah.
I can remember one time I was just putting on my clothes. This was me growing up at the time, and I was like, why is this happening this way? And something just said, touch it. Touch it. Touch. And then the moment I placed my hand on it, nobody told me I should never put that. So I'm saying experience has a way of playing a major role. Some people don't learn until they experience things, especially children. So I'm saying, don't you think their assertiveness curbs that a bit?
No, I don't think so, because there are certain experiences that lead to permanent damage, and there are certain experiences that you don't have to go through firsthand to know what the consequence or implications are like. So I'm looking for a system where children can call their parents to a meeting to say, Daddy, can we talk about this? What do you think about this? Is it okay if I do this? Sometimes my daughter says, Mommy, I think we need to talk about this.
Wow.
I want to understand why you think we should do it this way. And if you're able to convince them, I'm not asking for a system where children have the authority. No, I'm asking that parents start early enough. So the secret to assertiveness is starting early enough and insisting on your values that you would also subject yourself to. Not values for the children, but values for the family.
All right, what about adults? What about the adults who already, or parents who already have adult children who are well grown? How can they bring assertiveness into such families? Because if the child is is still little, you can always talk to the child, but if it's well grown, how do you do that?
So I would say, because the children are already grown, the approach will not be the same with if they were little. And the best time to have planted the tree you love was probably 20 years ago, and the next good time will be now. So they need to start now. So I would like to say, for such parents, you can't condemn everything that you see because you didn't do your work.
Exactly.
You've got to negotiate. And when you negotiate, be kind enough. So you can't be an assertive parent if you don't understand patience. And if you don't understand patience, you're going to get fear. You will never get trust.
Wow.
The end result of assertiveness is trust. You trust your children, they trust you, they trust your judgment, even when you're not there. But if you choose to do the one most people do, they're very firm, they're tough, and they're mean. You will
never get any of
You're just going to get fear.
Thank you so much for that, for those key words there. Trust is very important. Patience as well is very important. That is all we can take at this time, but definitely we'll continue this conversation another time. I am so grateful for your knowledge and sharing knowledge with us. Guys, that is all that we can take right now. But please do not go anywhere. We still have a lot for you guys here at some Fact Finders. Let's go.